and welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to say, if you're new here, hi, my name is Rachel. I do lots of Taylor Swift unboxings, travel videos, vlogs, those sort of things. If that sounds like something that would be interesting to you, it would mean the absolute world if you could like and subscribe. We're back with another Taylor Swift video, obviously. This time we'll be unboxing the Taylor Swift CDs with the posters. So I'm super excited to do this, so let's get started with the video. So today we're going to be going through these 4 different CDs. I'm super excited for this. I have already been through different Life of a Showgirl things on my channel if you want to check that out. So I've been through the different vinyl, I've been through the deluxe CDs, and now we're just going through these CDs. So these are the standard ones you're going to find in stores. So if you live in the US and you go to Target, these are the CDs that are going to be there. If you live in the UK, you go to HMV. These are the CDs that are going to be there. So I bought the standard version from Taylor Swift's online store for the pre-order of the album. These are the 3 were all bought from HMV, which ever so slightly more expensive at $13.99, whereas I believe on the Taylor Swift store this was just $12.99. So we will be starting off with the Sweat and Vanilla Perfume edition because this is kind of the normal standard edition that most people will end up getting, I imagine. So let's get started. So this is the Sweat and Vanilla Perfume edition on CD. We have a little hype sticker on this here. So this is only on the versions with the posters. So the versions, if you've ordered them, say with like the cardigan, or you got them in the deluxe box set, they don't include the posters. These are the only ones that include the posters. Now personally, I would say that the deluxe versions were better. However, they were the deluxe versions. They were only available for the limited time. These are the versions that you can get now that won't sell out really. These are kind of, there are a lot of them in stock. And for anyone curious, these were made in Germany, which is where most of these have actually been made. So if you're watching this video because you're watching it, say if you're buying it for yourself, you're thinking about which version to get, or you're buying it for a loved one, it's very important to note that every single song on all 4 of these CDs are the same. So with Torture Poets Department, there were like 4 different kind of CDs with different songs on, and this isn't the case with this one. There were 12 tracks, and each of these 4 different ones all have the same 12 tracks. Now some of you will be watching this if you're not a CD collector or you're not a Taylor Swift fan, and you're going to be like, Rachel, what is wrong with you? I collect Taylor Swift CDs. I have done for years and years, and I cannot open this to save my life, but it's something I personally like to do, and I also love making content about them as well and yapping about them online. And I always want to say, whenever I do any kind of video like this, any kind of collection video, it doesn't make you more or less of a fan because you buy these CDs or the vinyl or merch or anything like that. You are just as much of a fan if you don't want to buy these things, you're not in a place to buy these things. You can only buy 1 of them instead of 4 of the exact same CD. Like most people do just do that. Most people, if they want a physical item, a physical piece of music, they will just buy 1. Please don't feel like you have to get all 4 because you've seen people online get all 4. I know a lot of people who have bought all of them and then made the videos and then resold them like straight away. So do with that info what you will. But anyway, this is the Sweat and Vanilla Perfume edition with that stunning cover. So this is the cover obviously you're going to see on streaming. Then you've got the track list on the back. The songs are The Fate of Ophelia, Elizabeth Taylor, Opalite, Father Figure, Eldest Daughter, Ruin the Friendship, Actually Romantic, Wishlist, Wood, Cancelled, Honey, and The Life of a Showgirl featuring Sabrina Carpenter. Now if you aren't a Taylor Swift fan, this is kind of the cover that most people will recognise, and if you're going to buy it as a gift, this is probably the one that people might want. And I also always want to say to people, like, say if they have kids and the kids want a piece of physical media, go for CDs. Loads of people want vinyl obviously because they're the ones people tend to make most videos on, because obviously vinyl are very aesthetically pleasing. CDs are so cool. You want to know why? They're cheaper. They're cheaper and they're so much easier to look after. So I love collecting CDs. I actually prefer collecting CDs over vinyl, controversially. But anyway, this is what it looks like inside. This is the actual CD itself, which is gorgeous. So you can just see there, it's got that blue background with like the shatter pieces that are on the front cover. You also then behind the CD have this poem. So you've got 2 poems included in this. You've got the Sweat and Vanilla Perfume edition poem, and then you've got the poem that's like included in all the different versions as well. So I'll just read these out. Coffee, stretch, piano keys. vocal warm-ups in a locker room shower, eyelash glue, a photo of him on the mirror, sweat and vanilla perfume, the cracking of joints and the distant beat of a drum, the curtain call, the monotonous thrill of it all. Plan it out so it doesn't look planned. 10 different backup plans. If your red bottom heel breaks, you will keep strutting, balancing on the balls of your blistered feet. Know your exits. Shoulders back, eyes up. Hit your marks, your winks, sparks. Tell them a story like it's an intimate dinner party. The looks on their wondrous faces. Their expressions like mood rings. Isn't it all so majestic? Of course it is. It is a lot of other things too. Tonight, all these lives converge here, and this is the start of the next poem that's included in all the different versions. The mosaics of laughter and the cocktails of tears, where fraternal soul sings identical things, and it's beautiful, it's rapturous, it's frightening. It's worth everything it has cost you, and even at your darkest or drunkest, you wouldn't say any different, would you? You would choose all of it again, no matter how the story ends, with the ugliest booze or the loveliest bouquet. They say that love is a choice you make every single day, and that is how you love the life of a showgirl. So I'll just get out the lyric booklet and the poster as well to show you. So the lyric booklet, I was actually very surprised with how small it is. I will say I do think the lyric booklet's disappointing in this because so much effort has been put in to the vinyl and the deluxe CDs and everything like that, and there are so many photos from this photo shoot. So the fact there's only 3 photos of Taylor in this lyric booklet for me is a little bit disappointing. I know some lyric booklets are just the lyrics, and this one basically is just the lyrics, and it's only like 3 pages. It's definitely a lot shorter than her other lyric booklets, so I do wish they had put more photographs in and just kind of split the lyrics up a little bit. Personally, in my own personal opinion, you are free to disagree with this. This is the poster that is included with this Sweat and Vanilla Perfume edition, and also all of the posters are different depending on which version you get. So you may want to choose the version you get based on the album cover. I think most people will pick it based on the album cover. However, some people, if they love posters, will pick it based on the posters. So this is one side. One side you've got the album cover. Now the poster is different than the poster that came with the Torture Poets Department in 1989 Taylor's version. That was more of a square sort of poster, whereas this one is more of a rectangle. It's quite a long poster. So that's the first side, so basically the album cover, and the other side you've then got a photo of Taylor stretching, which is actually a very nice picture. I think if I had to choose one, I actually do kind of prefer this picture of Taylor. I think she looks great. So these are the 2 different sides on this. But yeah, the poster is a different shape than her other posters have been, which is interesting. So we'll just pop that back in, and then we'll pop that in there. But I do think this is a really, really nice edition. And CDs, I think, are just so much fun to collect, because again, they're so much cheaper and so much easier to look after. But there are just like little things, like the bit behind the CD, I think is one of my favourite parts of when I get CDs and I open them for the first time. It's one of my favourite bits. I love the fact we've got the orange stripe down there, the orange glitter stripe. I love that it's different at the end of each of them, where it says the life of a showgirl. So if you were to have them stacked, it would look like that. I think that looks very aesthetically pleasing when it is compared to other ones, and it's obvious that they're different. So next up we'll go for the It's Rapturous version. It would be really helpful if I could pronounce it. This is the one I actually got from HMV. It also does have a little sticker on there, a little hype sticker. I do keep these, and you know what I am going to do? People always ask what I do with them, and I'm going to actually show you. So we peeled it off this cover, and then I just stick it on the CD case. I'm going to have to like lift this up to show you. But I stick it on the CD case, especially because I've got other versions of, wow, that's so straight. Because I have other versions of this exact CD that don't include the poster and don't have a hype sticker. I like it when you can have some differentiation between the 2 when they aren't like open. So I do like having that, and so I know what it is on the outside. It's not the straightest thing in the world, but it'll do. So that's that. That's what I do with that little hype sticker. Next up we have the It's Rapturous edition. I love this cover so much. I think it's gorgeous. This was one of my favourite ones before we saw the vinyl covers. I just think she looks fantastic. She looks very much like Satine from Moulin Rouge. It's giving kind of like green fairy vibes. So I personally really love this, and I think the back cover is also gorgeous. As you can see, it's $13.99. That was from HMV. Because I love going on release day to get a Taylor Swift album, especially because sometimes pre-orders don't arrive on time, which is wild, but I mean it just happens, especially in the UK. We had a storm which didn't help, but yeah, I did manage to get these actually the day after release day, because I didn't actually get them on release day because there was a storm and I didn't actually leave the house till the evening to watch the release party of a Showgirl in cinemas, which I really liked. The Fate of Ophelia music video is phenomenal. It's so good. This is also made in Germany for anyone who's curious, so let's be careful of that hype sticker as well when we take this off. So this is what it looks like on the front. Gorgeous picture of Taylor, like green light, her head in her hands, just looks great. I love the black wig, and then the picture of Taylor on the back as well, looking super gorgeous. So we'll open this up, and I love the fact that the CD design is different. Now this one only has one poem inside, so compared to the other one, the Sweat and Vanilla Perfume one, the Sweat and Vanilla Perfume edition is also a vinyl edition as well, so they do have that on vinyl, whereas with these other 3 CDs, they don't have these editions on vinyl, so these ones don't have their own unique poem, they just have the same poem that's included in all the different versions. So if the poems are something you're more interested in, you may want to either look at the Sweat and Vanilla Perfume edition or look at getting one of the vinyl. But if you do just want to read the poems, they are literally all uploaded online. I also read them out, if you watch my vinyl collection video, I read them out in that. So the lyric booklet itself is exactly the same. I'll show you very briefly, but it is literally exactly the same because I went through the deluxe CDs earlier. It had the same lyric booklet, all the same photos. Obviously, the only difference is that front cover, which I will say I was disappointed with. I think especially because of how high quality this album package is. I think that was slightly underwhelming, and I do wish they'd changed the photos for them, especially because of how many photos they have for this photo shoot. So this is the poster we're getting with this one. So again, it's like a rectangle shape. We've got the photograph of Taylor from the front cover with her head in her hands with the black wig, the green light, looking gorgeous, has little purple stars at the bottom of that as well. On the other side we then have this, so instead of it being a portrait, it's a landscape one, but also like the shape of a rectangle, but you could have it that way to be fair if you wanted, whereas this one you wouldn't really have that way landscape because it doesn't really make sense because it is a portrait one, whereas this one I think you could have either way. But I think if I was going to pick one again, I would pick this photo because I think this photo is gorgeous of Taylor. I think she looks so I like how I'm like, she looks so good, and the light's just like, nope, we're not going to see her face, but she looks fantastic. Her makeup, I think her makeup in the music video, her makeup for this album photo shoot it's unlike some of anything she's done before really for some of the photos. So she just looks really great, and I love this photo shoot so much. It may have actually beaten the original version of Red for me, which is currently my favourite Taylor Swift album photo shoot of all time, and that is one that just has so many photographs. Like every time you went to search for this like album photo shoot, like the photos from this album photo shoot, you would just discover more and more, which I loved, and I feel like it's going to be the same with The Life of a Showgirl. So that's the It's Rapturous edition. This is available everywhere basically that sells CDs. It's not a limited one at all, so you'll be able to find this in shops. And then we have the It's Frightening edition. So this is what this one looks like. Really gorgeous picture of Taylor. So on the front it's that one where she's climbing over the seats, and on the back it's that gorgeous picture of her in that bodysuit. I love that bodysuit so much. If there was a tour, we don't think there is going to be a tour. Taylor said she's not going to tour for a while, which is obviously completely fair. She did just do the Eras tour, which was huge. I would have loved to recreate that because I think it's just such an iconic bodysuit. Careful of that hype sticker there. I'll just open her up. Again, also made in Germany, also $13.99. So we have a different CD inside. The background of the CD there you can see is like the theatre seats, and then it's got a bunch of like the shatter kind of different pieces of that photograph we have on that cover. We then have that same poem I read at the beginning, the one that begins with "Tonight all these lives converge here." This is the same in all these different versions. The poster looks like this, so let's open her up. Let's see what's going on with this one. So this one, instead of being a portrait one, is a landscape photo, and it is obviously the same photo that is on the front cover of this with Taylor climbing over the theatre seats. Then on the other side it's also a landscape one, and it is one of her wearing that sparkly bra where she does look absolutely incredible, and it is really nice. With this one I'm not sure. I think I might actually go with that one, the actual album cover. But let me know for each of these which is your favourite. Is it the album cover or is it the other side of the poster? I would love to know. Lyric booklet is exactly the same. Do I show you again? I think I probably should just so you guys can see, but it's literally exactly the same. So we are showing you all of the details here, just so you can make a fully informed decision, say if you are going to purchase this. But yeah, exactly the same, which is the only really disappointing thing I think about these. I am surprised also at the shape of the poster just because it's different than the other posters that Taylor has done with her CDs before. I'm not necessarily complaining, it's a nice poster, and I think it's kind of bigger than the like the square ones, I guess, but it is different, and I'm curious to know what your guys' opinion on it is. Do you prefer this shape of poster, or do you prefer the square one? I'd love to know. I think square ones are probably easier to put on your wall, but I guess it's still a rectangle. It's not like it's a triangle poster, which would obviously be unbelievably chaotic. So let me know in the comments which your favourite is as well. Then we have the, last but not least, we have the It's Beautiful edition. So again, we've got that little hype sticker on the front, this gorgeous picture of Taylor. Also made in Germany, and it was $13.99, and the picture of Taylor on the back is wearing that same bodysuit, that like red sparkly one which I talked about before. So I'll try open this up. We'll give it a good go. Now with these ones, they aren't out of stock. These are pretty easy to get. I wouldn't pay over resale for these at all, because you can still get them very, very easily. So with some of them, like the deluxe CDs, they were only in stock for a limited time, so the only option right now as of time of recording is to get them via resale. However, with these, don't get them via resale. You can literally just get them in the shops, and they're what, $13.99. On Taylor's store they're slightly cheaper, but you have to pay for shipping, so it's kind of like up to you and stuff. Sometimes they do deals as well, say like closer to Christmas the CDs might be slightly cheaper. So this is what the front cover of the It's Beautiful edition, and then the back cover, I do love that. And I think it's interesting on the back cover for this one, instead of the tracks being across both different sides, they're all on this right side here, which I think, wait, left side. The tracks are all on the left, but again, all the same 12 tracks on this. So if you open this up there, you've then got the CD, which I think is a gorgeous CD design. There, like a brown, and then like the shattered pieces from the front cover, and then you've got that same poem. Guess what? That's in all the different versions. We've then got this gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous poster. Let's open this one up as well. I think I know which photo I'd choose for this one. So you've got the photo that's in the front of the album of Taylor that's in a portrait mode. You can't really put it that way, it would look a bit weird. So portrait, but on the reverse side you've got the landscape photo of Taylor, and I think this one is so beautiful. She looks fantastic. So I think if I had to pick one for this one, it would definitely be this one, the non-album cover photo for this poster. So I really, really like that. I think she looks incredible. I mean, she looks so good in so much of this photo shoot, and especially the Fate of Ophelia music video. That blonde wig, oh, she looks beautiful. She looks stunning, honestly. Like, really, really great. And I think this album package is fantastic. You know, whatever version you get, they are really, really great. Yeah, I did express my slight disappointment with the lyric booklet, but I think if you're like criticizing the lyric booklet, I think you know, you're really clutching at straws here. I think the rest of it is just so good. I do just think it was a surprise based, again, about there's so many photos and how much effort has been put in. These versions are really, really nice. I would definitely recommend. For me personally, I'd probably go for the It's Rapturous edition, because if I was getting them, I would base it on the album cover rather than the poster included, because I often actually don't use the posters that are included in these CDs. I don't really like double-sided posters as it is, but I kind of like it as a collector just to kind of keep it in there. However, I do like the fact that these double-sided posters are different from the front cover of the album. In the past, a lot of the time when you had a poster included in a CD, it was the album cover as well. So when you took it out, it was just a blank jewel like case at the front, and then you could just see the CD, which I didn't like personally. And they did that for Midnight's The Late Night edition, so I'm really glad they didn't do that for this, especially because the lyric booklet's so small. Technically they could have done that, so I'm very, very glad that they didn't, because I think it would have been a bit of a shame. But I'm just going to put my little sticker on that as well. There you go, and they are all 4 of these versions. So I'm going to do more videos comparing these versions to the other versions, so comparing it to the vinyl, comparing it to the collector CDs as well. So make sure you like and subscribe if you want to check out those videos too. And if you want to check out my like Showgirl playlist, I'll make a playlist of that as well with all my Showgirl like unboxings. I'll also make, well, I already have a playlist of all my Taylor Swift unboxings, so if you're someone who just loves Taylor Swift unboxing videos, I can have all of them for you in one place if you want to check those out. If you have any questions about any of these, please, please, please let me know. I'm obviously more than happy to answer them. I know stuff like this, you know, people don't just want to spend their money on it without knowing too much about it, and that is completely understandable. So please, 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 if you have any questions whatsoever, just let me know in the comments and I'll do my absolute best to answer them as someone who owns these CDs and as someone who's been a fan of Taylor for years and years. I hopefully will be able to give some good advice, maybe. It depends. Obviously I can't say which one you should get because everyone has their own personal taste. I personally base it off the front cover, but some of you may base it off the CD design or the poster design, but for me it's the front cover design, so I would choose this one, the It's Rapturous edition. But again, let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and if you've not already subscribed, please do. It's free. It helps the channel out so much, and I would really appreciate it. And yeah, if you like the video, make sure to like it. But thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a great day!